Today, we are going to be looking at YouTube channels and brainstorming on different ways that content creators across different niches can monetize their content. Now, the things that we're going to be talking about today are, one, the different ways that you can monetize. That information is going to be shared. In addition to that, we are going to be randomly pulling up YouTube channels out of the chat. And when we pull those channels up, we're going to be brainstorming together on different ways that that channel would be able to monetize off or without even factoring in YouTube on-platform monetization. So everything that's being shared in this stream, it applies to experienced content creators, and it also applies to content creators that are just getting started, even if you're not in the YouTube Partner Program yet. So if you're wanting to make money from your YouTube videos and you're wanting to make money from the content that you're putting out and the efforts that you're putting into making your content, then make sure that you, if you're watching this on the replay, make sure that you listen to this in its entirety. And if you are participating, then of course, definitely feel free to, participate. Make sure that when we drop the hashtags in order to get the channels pulled up randomly, make sure that you drop your, the hashtag in there, and then we will, see if the randomizer selects you for this feedback. But one thing that I do want to remind everybody of is when it comes to, looking at the channels and the information that is shared, in the channels that we're looking at, one of the things that is a, big factor with this is a lot of content creators might see me looking at a channel, on one particular topic and think, well, that doesn't really apply to me. But really, conceptually, the things that we're going to be talking about applies to most types of YouTube channels. Now, there are some outliers to where it's a lot more difficult to monetize those types of channels. But in most cases, with most types of content, there is things that you can do to make more money with what it is that you are doing. So in addition to talking about the different ways to monetize, we might even be talking about, some structural things with how they're putting their video descriptions together, maybe how they're structuring their channel pages or the ways they're bringing attention to links and stuff like that. So it's going to be really interesting. If you've never participated in these monetization streams before, super valuable. And, it can definitely help you make more money from the content that you are already putting out. Now, in addition to this, for everybody that's participating here live, I do want to let you know that in about 2 hours, we have another live stream, actually 62 minutes. We have another live stream that we're going to be doing with normal channel reviews that are not based on monetization. So, we're going to be doing something similar over there as well. But this stream will end up redirecting directly over to that one. So, you won't even have to do anything if you're, hanging out, watching or listening in the background. So with all of that out of the way, if you are just joining us, because I see that we just had a little influx here, a little bump in viewership, what we're doing is we are looking at YouTube channels and we are figuring out different ways that they can monetize the content that they are putting out. So before we get started, I do want to let everybody know that this stream is made possible by Uscreen. Uscreen is like a video on demand service for YouTube content creators, or really content creators in any capacity. And with Uscreen, think of it kind of like your own Netflix for the content that you put out. Some creators use Uscreen for making course type material. So somebody like me, for example, with the type of content that I make, I'm actually working on, course material for Uscreen. However, even if you're an entertainment channel and you have content that you're making and you're like, man, this would be, really great to be able to make additional revenue from what it is that I'm doing, you can actually make exclusive content or premium content that you put up onto Uscreen, and then you can actually charge people a monthly fee to come in and consume that content as well. So because of that, it's important to think about with your types of content, if you are doing any type of fitness or yoga or lifestyle, any type of e-learning, arts and crafts, entertainment content, kids content, faith and spirituality, pretty much any type of content to an extent, can use Uscreen as a means to make more money from what it is that you are doing. So I'm going to be mentioning them a handful of times throughout the stream today, of course, because, they're the ones that made this possible. Super excited, reached out to them and I was like, hey, I want to do this monetization stream. Could you guys support this so that people don't have to drop super chats and stuff in order to get their channels, looked at? And they're like, absolutely, we would love to. So, because of that, all of this is made possible because of them. So at least check them out. I've got a link to Uscreen down in the description below, or that'll give me credit so they'll know that you're coming from here, or you can just go to uscreen.tv. So how this works, if this is the first time that you've been in this stream, hey, Paul Peck, what's going on, man? Hey, Ronnie's Rambles, nice to see you in here. Elite Barbecue Smokers, nice to see you here as well. But basically how this works for those of you that are joining this for the first time is I ask for a hashtag. And when that hashtag, I'm going to put it up on screen, I'm going to let everybody know what it is. And when I mention that hashtag, then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you put that hashtag in the chat. And the reason that you want to do that, we'll just go ahead and do it right now. The reason that you want to do that, and for this first one, the hashtag is Uscreen. But only put the hashtag in if you're cool with me pulling up your channel, giving you advice on, different ways that you can make money from the content that you're putting out. But the first hashtag that we're going to do is Uscreen, because again, they're the sponsor of this show today. So because of that, we're going to use them for all the hashtags. Actually, we're just going to do little variations of Uscreen. But if you want your channel looked at and you want to brainstorm on different ways to monetize, that's what we're going to be doing. So just make sure that you put Uscreen in there. So while I'm waiting for, more entries to come into that, for those of you that are just getting started on YouTube, or that are, thinking like, how can I monetize my content? How do content creators typically monetize their content? So when it comes to that, there are 9 like really core ways that content creators monetize what it is that they're doing. Outside of YouTube, right? So if you include YouTube and all the ways to monetize on platform, then that would be 10. But the main ways that we monetize is we monetize through affiliate marketing. If you're not familiar with that, it's where you actually sign up for what's called an affiliate program with, a website or a company, and they give you a unique tracking link, and then you add that to your video descriptions. Maybe you talk about the products in your videos, and when people click on those links and they make a purchase, then you get a commission for that. So it doesn't cost you anything to do. And it's a great way, especially with the nature of YouTube, to where we can upload content and that content can live on the platform for years. It's a great way to really compound the money that you're making through continuous affiliate marketing over time. And in addition to that, you also have offering premium content is number 2. Digital products like courses and downloads of, various types of things, depending on the niches. Content creators, they monetize in a bunch of different ways, in terms of, some people do ebooks, some people do, printouts, things like that for their audiences. In addition to that, we have physical products. We have providing services based on your skill sets or what it is that you offer from your channel. We have merchandise, which is where, you have shirts made, logos made, hats, things like that you can offer to your audience. Crowdfunding, which is like Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, those types of things, to where people, just pretty much donate to the cause. You have sponsorships, which is something that a lot of, content creators are familiar with. Another language that people use for that is brand deals. So you'll hear that referred to as either sponsorships, brand deals. In some cases, you'll hear them referred to as integrations, right? In addition to that, there's also content licensing as well. So those are the core ways. Of course, there are other ways that content creators make money, but those are like the most frequently used ways that people, monetize on YouTube outside of AdSense. So as we're going here, we don't have a lot of entries, but I'm just going to go ahead and pull it anyway, so we can, get the thing rolling here. So right here, we have the very first person on this one that we're going to be pulling up their channel is Fishhead Videos. So here for Fishhead Videos, they are going to be the first person that we are looking at. Hey, Christina, hope you're doing awesome. So when it comes to Fishhead Videos, first, I'm going to try to pull them up on YouTube and see if I can find them there. And depending on how fast that goes, Fishhead Studios, if you could just say something in chat, and then I'll try to pull you up one way or the other so I can just get to you quickly here. Fishhead Videos. Okay, I got you. Found your channel profile there. So let me just go ahead and slap this into place. So it looks like, okay, yeah, you're doing video content or like long form content as well, which is a win. So let's take a look at what it is that you're doing. And then we're going to run through the gamut here and see, the different types of things that you'd be able to apply to what it is that you're doing. So first off, I do want to mention, you're just getting started. You have 50 subscribers on your YouTube channel. A lot of your videos, it looks like at least these, most recent ones, 80 views, 186 views, 81 views, 116, 53. So, so you're getting the ball rolling there, with your channel, which is good. You're getting people to respond to what it is that you're doing. Of course, over time, you'll want to, ramp that up, but that's not the conversation of today's stream. We're talking about making money in today's stream. So we're going to talk about that. So since it looks like you are primarily doing fishing content, so if you're somebody that makes like outdoors content or anything like that, this would also, apply in your particular case. But it looks like you're doing, outdoors type content. So we're just going to go here, and it looks like fried fish catch and cook. So it looks like you're going out on a kayak here. It looks like you're doing some fishing, which means you have all of these different things that you're using in your content. So because of that, very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look here in your video description. Okay. So right here, first off, just in best practices when it comes to YouTube, and we have a whole channel review stream that we're doing on another channel. You can find that through my community feed. It's pinned at the top of the stream as well, but those types of things will be talked about on that one. But basically when it comes to this, we have, the best practice of making sure that you do have your descriptions filled out. So YouTube recommends that you write like a full paragraph or two. And that's just a way to kind of help give the system context on upload, just explaining what it is that you're doing the video on in the video, plus viewers are going to watch, or, some viewers will look at that as well. But right out of the gate, if I look down here in your video descriptions, I can see that, you're not linking to anything in your video descriptions. So in addition to missing out on opportunities to send people into additional content of yours, you're also missing out on opportunities to make money. So in your case, you're on a kayak, right? You have these fishing poles. Actually, it's not a fishing pole. It's like a thing to move the kayak, a paddle, that's called, I guess. But you have, whatever it is that you're using to catch the fish, whatever it is that you're using to bait the fish, the fishing poles, all of those things. So because of that, a great solution for you would be to sign up for the Amazon Associates program. And for all of the fishing videos that you do, put together a little kit or like a little blurb down in your description that just says, this is all of the gear that we use for fishing. Have a link to your kayak, but make sure it's an affiliate link. But have a link to the kayak, have a link to the fishing poles you use, have a link to all the different lures that you use, basically anything that you use. Even if you have a specific life jacket that you use or a specific tackle box that you use, if you can find it on Amazon, then you can take it and you can put an affiliate link down in your video description. Now, here's a quick disclaimer when it comes to Amazon, is you have to make sure that you do send a sale within, I believe it's the first 90 days. And if you don't, then they'll cancel it and then you have to reapply later. So because of that, if you do use affiliate marketing through Amazon, it's really important to make sure that you do get a little bit on the aggressive side in terms of in your videos, just saying like, hey, we got a link to this down in the description if you want to, check it out for yourself or whatever. And then that way you're actually actively spreading awareness about the things that you have available in your description. So you're increasing the likelihood of people going and looking and you getting the sales from that. But one big win when it comes to Amazon is, let's say they go and they click on your link to go look at your lures or your fishing poles, then let's say they don't buy your fishing poles, but they end up seeing something else that Amazon's recommending to them. Let's say it's a stack of towels for their bathroom, and then they end up buying a stack of towels. You still get a small percentage of that sale as well, as long as it's made within 24 hours of clicking your link. So because of that, you want to make sure that you are considering affiliate marketing with what it is that you're doing. Now, offering premium content, I would get your channel moving first before you think about offering premium content on the channel. And the reason for that is, just going through the process of learning how to make that content that keeps people engaged, so that once you have that skill set kind of ironed out, then you can, start applying that to premium content if you wanted to. You also have digital products like courses and downloads. So like in your case, depending on how much effort and energy you wanted to put into monetizing what it is that you're doing, one of the things that you could do if you wanted to is you could put together like a guide, like a fishing guide of like your top, fishing tips, or, the things that you do specifically to, help people or to help yourself, catch more fish, anything like that. Maybe kayaking tips, anything like that. Maybe if you fish in a lot of places, and again, we're brainstorming here, but if you fish in a lot of different places, you could even put together like your own personalized guide for people that are like, hey, if you're coming to this area and you're fishing, I've got an ebook that you can get down in the description that's a guide of all these different areas so you can know where all the best fishing spots are and things like that. And a lot of people, when they hear information like that, they're going to think to themselves, well, somebody can just hop on Google and find that information, which is true. However, when people are interacting with your content and they start to like your content, they enjoy what it is that you're doing, they start to get to know you and whoever's in the videos with you as personalities, then they are going to be more likely to take your personal recommendation, which in a lot of cases is more valuable to people than just hopping on Google and just getting information from random people that they don't know. So because of that, when you are, offering that type of thing, just keep in mind, you would need to create a PDF that people could download. Then you could use a service like SendOwl or, something like that, sendowl.com, to where you would basically make it available for download in exchange for a fee. Technically, you could do it through Shopify. Once your channel gets big enough, you could have it on the shelf underneath your videos so that people interacting with your content would actually be able to see those offerings right underneath your video as well, which is a win. We've also got physical products. So one thing, and I know you're just getting started on your YouTube channel right now, but I always like to encourage people to think big, because one thing that I did not know when I was started was like how massive the opportunities are here on YouTube. So because of that, I encourage you to think big in terms of like, okay, if everything went perfect for us on our YouTube channel and everything went the way that we just could imagine it in terms of the perfect scenario, if we had the opportunity to create a physical product, what would it be? Like what would we really want to make? And then just shelf that, right? Just shelf that idea and just think about it. Okay, what would we make? Would we want to make our own kayak? Would we want to make our own fishing poles? Like what would we want to make? And shelf that. So again, I like to encourage people to think big when it comes to, monetization on your channel and the things that you're capable of when it comes to, being able to, create things. So for example, when it comes to, physical products, like people make like tripods for creators, people make backpacks for creators, people make microfiber cloths that you can get at every Walmart, Target, Amazon, everywhere else, but people buy them off of YouTube channels to the tune of over $1 million. So like when it comes to, the things that you can sell and people buying them, when you think of a microfiber cleaning cloth, it's like, come on, right? But keep in mind that channel has over, 1 million subscribers on it. But the idea is that, people do buy those types of things. In addition to that, we've also got providing services. So when it comes to your type of content, one of the things that you also might be able to do, if you were up to this. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to services, there's always a direct exchange of time for money. So I try to recommend that people avoid that if possible and lean on more passive things like, creating premium content or making course software or making course content or affiliate marketing, things like that, where you don't have to exchange as much time for money. But if you're just getting started and you're like, hey, let's see if we can, fill up this money bucket a little bit faster, you could temporarily offer yourself as like a tour guide. Like, hey, if you're coming fishing in this area, hit me up. We have a tour that we put together that takes you to these spots, and, we'll take you out on the river and take you on, a great journey with this. And then we also have merch, which is in your particular case, one of the things that you do here. Daniel Batal in the house, my man, what's going on? So another thing is merchandise. So when it comes to merchandise, any YouTube channel, it doesn't matter, how big or small your audience is, anybody can create merch for their audience. So when it comes to merchandise, you basically, how that works is you set up with a company like Spreadshop. They allow you to have like your entire store for free. You just have to make the designs or have them made, and then you upload them to Spreadshop, and then they make them available for your viewers to not download. They actually, if somebody places an order, they do all the shipping, fulfillment, all that stuff to get it out for you. So it's another passive way to make money. But what you'd want to think about is a lot of content creators will only focus on their logos. And I did this for a while too, but they would only focus on their logos, and it would be like, hey, this is the name of our channel, Fish Head Videos, which you have an interesting, logo, which I think you should have that available. But you also want to think about, hey, these are people that are, fishing, right, on a regular basis, or people that are kayaking on a regular basis. So because of that, let me make things that like fishermen and fisherwomen and people that, are into kayaks, let me make things that they would find interesting or amusing or something like that. And then you get your own and you wear it in your own videos. For example, like this cup that I have right now that you can get in my store as well. So like when it comes to, those things, merch is definitely an option for you. So is crowdfunding. Keep in mind with crowdfunding right now, because you're just getting started, probably won't get a lot of activity there, but it is something that you can have available for people that do, really appreciate your content. You can set that up through services like Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. You have sponsorships. That's another one to where you're going to need to get going a little bit, you get the view counts up and things like that. But what you can do is right now, once you are making these videos, if you start mentioning from time to time, and this would kind of cross over with the affiliate marketing that you're doing, is if you occasionally start mentioning, hey, I'm using this fishing pole from, this particular company, or hey, we've got this kayak from this company, then when you post those videos, make a Twitter account and make sure that you are be active on Twitter, right? But then make sure that you are adding the companies that you're using their products. And then by doing that, you're putting yourself on their radar. And then down the road, once they notice that, things are a little bit bigger, you do a little bit of outreach, then in that case, it's like, hey, I've been bringing attention to your stuff for a long time, which makes for a great intro to a relationship like that. And it's also a super transparent thing with your audience, because then they know that you are working with the companies that are making things that you already stand behind and that you already use and technically have been using for a while, by that point. And then of course, content licensing. So when it comes to content licensing, it looks like you're in a really beautiful area here. It looks like you're doing some really cool stuff. So because of that, you could, if the image quality of the content that you're shooting, if it's all like high quality enough, technically you could even look into content licensing for what you're doing as well, in terms of, people fishing on a boat, those types of things, because that is stuff that, people will, or companies will pay for. Technically, on the content licensing side, you could even, go to like a stock video site and try to sell footage to them as well, or sell it on a per sale basis. So there's services like that online as well, where you can take your video content or like individual like B-roll clips, and then you can make them available for sale. So that was the first one. So let's do another one. So if you are just joining us, I do want to remind you that this stream is brought to you, or is made possible, by Uscreen. Uscreen is a VOD, video on demand platform for content creators. Basically how it works is it's like your own Netflix, essentially. And you get an app with it. You get, the actual, website with it that's all pre-built. You just have to go in and just kind of fill in the blanks, so to speak. So it's really easy to put together. But how Uscreen works is you upload content in there, and then you charge people to access that content. So some content creators, they will upload content in there, and they will charge like a monthly fee. And as part of that, their viewers will be able to access it through the website. They'll be able to access it in like their own dedicated mobile app. So it's not an app where you go to like Uscreen's mobile app. It's actually an app for the channel itself, right? So it's all branded around you, which is pretty cool. I'm working on some stuff that I'm going to be putting up there for the viewers of my channel, but this is definitely something that you want to check out if you have content that is monetizable in any way. This is something, just as a heads up as well. It's used by over 25,000 creators and entrepreneurs. One of those being, let's see if I can find him on here. One of those being Mr. Beast. We've got Yoga with Adrene on here. We've got art for Kids Hubs. We got Gembox, Cake Fix. So, some pretty, prominent creators in here also trust and use Uscreen as well. So just make sure you check that out when you get the chance. So the next hashtag that we have, and really quick, Patricia.
Welcome to the Niminati.
Welcome to the Niminati, the channel membership. Make sure when you get the chance, you go to niminvip.com. It's going to redirect you. And I just put it on the screen right here. It's going to redirect you to the service that I use to manage my memberships called Members Amp. Make sure you make the connection over there. And once you do, there's going to be an option in there as well to where you can unlock the Facebook group. So just go in there, make that connection there, as well. And then make sure you send the request for the Facebook group. If you can do that, then I have a stream right after this one as well. But once that one is done, then I can give you access to the group. So the next hashtag, this one's going to be different, just in case you guys are already putting it in there. So the next one here, let's see here. We are going to do Uscreen. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on screen. And if you're just joining us, all you have to do, this is completely free, thanks to our partners at Uscreen. And all you have to do is put this hashtag in, just put it in one time in the chat if you want your channel, pulled up for this. And this just randomly picks these. Once it gets to, around like 80 or 90, maybe 100, then I'll hit the draw button, and then, we'll see which one it randomly picks up. Walter's World, what's up, dude? Hope that you are doing fantastic. Nice to see you in here. Okay, so right now we're like 62 entries. And by the way, while everybody's putting those in, I do want to let you know, there is at the very top of the screen, we have another live stream pinned as well. And if you look at the very top of the chat, I should say, there's a pinned comment for the live stream that we're also doing right after this one, looking at channels. So this one is about monetization. The one that we're doing right after this, we're actually looking at your YouTube channels. And I'm saying we're, like me. Me and everybody that's watching, we're looking at your channel, and we are, going to be giving advice on, different things that you can do to improve there as well. So today's a day of service, so to speak. Okay, so let's hear. So next up, okay, I'm just waiting for a couple more entries to come in. Almost there. Okay, we're at 79. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Drum roll. I thought it was going to be Pet Connection. Okay, the body electric supplements. I don't know if there's anything after that. We're going to find out. So let me go to YouTube and see if I can find this one real quick. In the meantime, body electric supplements. I'm going to see if I can supplement. Yep, found you. Okay, you're good. You're good, body supplement here. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up on the screen. And let's see what we got. Okay, body electric supplements. How to manifest, a free masterclass, self-care. Okay, so just a couple things. I just want to, I can't see these and not bring these to your attention. So just a couple things I want to mention really quick. You got to give some information on your titles, right? Like this doesn't give any context whatsoever. There's no thumbnail. It looks like it might even have been done vertically. Like YouTube, it's not necessarily like an effort in, effort out per se, but when you do take that time to be like, hey, I'm gonna, put a thumbnail for this, and write like a, at least an informational title, then what that does is that makes it where people, when they are getting this stuff presented to them on their homepage of YouTube or being suggested next to other videos, so they can have some context, so they can quickly and easily identify if your content's about something they care about or not. So because of that, I definitely would make sure to get that together as fast as you possibly can. But when it comes to monetization, because that's what we're talking about here in this stream today, right out of the gate, it seems like you do a free guide and newsletter already, and you have that up here in your channel art, so that's good. Oh, okay, so no. Maybe you're just kind of using this as an opt-in, I guess. So yeah, okay. So technically, if you're going to be sending out emails, if that's what this is for, you do need somewhere to where you agree to, their consent to do that. So I would definitely make sure, just from a, I'm not a lawyer, but from a legal standpoint, I would make sure that you do get, that side of things worked out as well, because you need to make sure that that people are giving you permission to send them emails. And since you are doing your free guide and newsletter, you can set all that up where it's automated, to where you don't have to go in there and like set things up all the time and all of that. For that, you can use a service like Aweber. And if you go to Aweber, ActiveCampaign, technically MailChimp, you can do it. But if you're going to be aggressive on the marketing side, I wouldn't use MailChimp. But once you set that up, then as people sign up for that, then everything will just happen automatically in the background. For your guide, it'll automatically be delivered to them after they sign up. Plus, you'll have it to where they have to go over to their email and they have to agree to get sent emails and all of that, which will make you more compliant with everything. So I would definitely make sure that you get that in place, because currently, if you're collecting emails and then you're dropping those emails into something and then you're sending the emails, like I could go there, and if I wanted to troll Daniel Batal, who was in here earlier, I could go to your form, I could put in his email address, and then you would start sending him emails unsolicited, essentially, because I was a jerk and I went there and I put in his email address. So if you go the opt-in route versus this, that will also help cut down on spam and stuff like that. But the fact that you are already putting together guides and newsletters, and you're at 300 subscribers, you're just getting rolling, like fantastic. You are doing the right thing there, because, in that particular case, you are creating something to where you're making that connection behind the scenes off platform with your viewers, which is a huge win. In the event that, things go south with, your channel or something like that, or, you run into any weird complication with making content or anything, this will be one of those things that would help you survive in that scenario. But when we are looking at this, let's see here, Brown had the secret sauce you can learn from. Yeah, this is another one to where I don't really have much context. Like, I'm trying to figure out what it is that you're doing on your channel. And I really can't figure out what it is that you're offering here. Hold on. Manifest the love of your life. So you're doing manifestation stuff. Law of attraction secrets. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. So if you're doing this sort of thing, then right out of the gate, of course, I would recommend that you do, make sure that you do sign up for like Audible's affiliate program or some type of affiliate program where you can send people to either audiobooks or, books that they can, order. Because if you're not doing that already, with your type of content, letting them know that you have, those books available, because if somebody's coming in for like manifestation stuff, then, that person, it's a particular, type of viewer, and you already know that. And with that, they would be interested in certain, things that they can read or listen to. So having those things available to them easily in your video description as an affiliate is definitely a win. So I would definitely consider that. I'm just going to click on this right here. I'm just going to see what you have down here in your video description. One quick note as well is I would remove this space here and I would make the space here instead, because right here it's just like this floating link. So I had to kind of look there for a second to figure out, what was going on there. Also, just as a heads up, when it comes to bit.ly links, like this is fine, but I recommend that eventually, if you're going to be linking out to, a lot of things and you're trying to do link tracking, I would actually create a like a WordPress website, add a affiliate tracking plugin to it, and then have all of that bouncing off of your own website so that you can track it that way. And it just it kind of legitimizes everything a little bit more, because instead of it going to a bit.ly link where nobody really knows where it goes until they click on it, they see that it's something from your website and they're watching your YouTube channel. They see the name match. So it just kind of increases that level of trust there for the people that are, going to be clicking on those links. Let's see here. YouTube link, change your life, day in a design video. Okay. Yeah. So in your case, I would definitely, heads up, you are violating the YouTube terms of service right here. All of the videos where you do this, go in there immediately and get this out. So this is actually called tag stuffing. And if you look in the YouTube community guidelines, specifically under misleading metadata, I believe is the thing that it falls under. This right here is called tag stuffing. And you can actually get your channel taken down for this. And by taken down, I mean deleted from, because basically they would go in, they'd wipe out the videos, and then they would take down the channel for violating the community guidelines multiple times in a row. So I would get that out of there as fast as you possibly can. Next, I missed Google short links too, because those, they also had some trust built to them. But the next thing is I would definitely get some affiliate links down here going to books. Either, physical books or, Kindle books or, books that people can listen to related to the things that you're talking about. So if there's like a certain list of popular books or just certain ones that you recommend where you're like, you know what, I really love these books, I want to let others know about them. I would definitely sign up for an Audible affiliate program and start putting those links down there, or sign up for Amazon in general and then start, linking directly to those books on Amazon. I would do that right away. When it comes to other things that you might be able to do here, if there is anything you use for this type of content, because, like when it comes to like, meditation, with that, you got singing bowls, you've got guided meditation, you have meditation courses, things like that. So if you are doing meditation stuff, then in that case, I would definitely consider, this is like a really short thing. So you're probably not going to, that's probably not going to end up doing that great long term. But when it comes to meditation, there's definitely options for you in terms of affiliate programs and things like that, where you can bring attention to, those types of things as well. Another thing I want to just make sure to remind you of also, and I know that you're just getting started, with all of this, so that's why I'm bringing this to your attention. So right here, you have this set up as a YouTube short. It's 6 seconds long as well, but it is a horizontal video. So in order for it to show up in the short shelf, it needs to be a vertical video. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind as well. Let's see here. So when it comes to premium content, I wouldn't do that yet. Digital products, if you have your own stuff that you can put together for, for your audience in terms of, like you're already on your way there with your, free guide and your newsletter. But, if you have a free guide, you might also be able to have a premium guide that people can get also. So you have your free one on one topic, and then you have your premium on another with it. That's just a lot more, detailed, has a lot more information. Maybe it's like a full, deep dive or step-by-step into, a particular, subject matter around your type of content. Maybe a getting started with meditation guide or, something along those lines, to where it's just more of a deep dive, a step-by-step thing that people can follow. And then, having that available. When it comes to digital products, other things that you could also do is, if you are doing this sort of things in terms of, biohacking your vibrations, breath work, you're doing, just meditation content, that kind of stuff. Also offering, like calls where people can, not consult with you, but to where they can actually, do sessions with you, or maybe they can hop on a call to help you like demystify meditation for them, or, something along those lines. That would be more along the service side of things, but it's definitely something that you could do. In addition to that, on the digital product side, you could also take that same concept and you could actually put it into a course format, and you could make that available through Uscreen or your own website or whatever, but basically just put it behind a paywall so that people would need to pay to access that. But again, it wouldn't be a video designed for YouTube where every second you're like, okay, one more second, how am I going to keep people watching? But it's more like, hey, I'm going to take people through this. I can move a little bit slower. I can make sure I'm organizing everything to where they actually go through a very specific process, instead of having to dig around my YouTube channel to find what it is that they need, those sorts of things. Merch is definitely an option for you. Basically, same exact thing, signing up with like Spreadshop and just putting together merchandise related to, the types of things that you talk about. Crowdfunding is another opportunity that you're missing. Setting up like a buy me a coffee or something like that, which is essentially a tip jar. Sponsorships, I wouldn't do that right now, but down the road, that also might be something that you would want to explore as well. But like in your case, like right now, just to be honest with you, like, because like those are ways that you can make money, but currently, I would focus all of your efforts on like getting some of the YouTube related stuff tightened up first. So, for example, making sure the right format is going up for, the right place that you're trying to get it to show up on YouTube, learning how to, make thumbnails, those sorts of things. And the reason that I would focus on that right now is because all the other things that I talked about, those are going to take, time as well. But in order to really maximize the amount of viewers that you're bringing attention to those things that we just talked about, you need to, kind of get the house in order on what it is that you're doing here on YouTube, so that, when somebody comes in to a video, they can binge watch stuff, they can more easily find content around your channel, they can get immediate value out of each piece of content, things like that. I would get that stuff together first, and then I would start, working on the monetization side. Okay, so the next one we have coming up, and if you're just joining us, what we're doing is we're looking at YouTube channels, and we are talking about different ways that they can monetize what it is that they're doing. So we're brainstorming these. This is all on the fly. So basically, when we pull up a channel, we are just going through the process of going through all the different ways that content creators typically monetize, and then applying it to their channel, looking at how they currently have things set up. And then, sometimes like in that example that we just did, I might also say, hey, you need to, make sure you're keeping an eye on this too. But, really the thing that we're focusing on today is different ways that you can make money from the content that you're making. And we're looking at different channels. So this is all random. And how this works is I have a hashtag that I'm putting in right now. And all you have to do is repeat this hashtag. And when you do that, and I'm just going to put it up on the screen, and you only have to put the hashtag in once. But when you put it in there, what's going to happen is that's going to basically put you into this. And then I'm just going to hit the draw button, and it's going to randomly select one of the people that put in the Uscreen44 hashtag. And the reason I'm using the Uscreen44 hashtag is because this stream is made possible today by Uscreen. They're sponsoring this so that I can provide this to you free, to where nobody has to pay anything in order to get their channels pulled up or anything like that. So first off, thank you to them for doing that. And if you do want to explore Uscreen and see all the different, ways that they can help content creators through you offering premium content, I have a direct link to them down in the description, or you can just go to uscreen.tv and it'll take you to the same place. So I'm just waiting for a few more entries to come in, and then I'm going to hit the draw button on this, and then we'll see how it goes. Woo! I get excited with this because like for me, I'm like, like what are we going to be looking at, right? So, because some content's hard, some content's hard to monetize. Other content is like super easy depending on what it is that you're doing. So, I like the anticipation that I have, like who's going to get selected here, what am I going to be pulling up is always fun. So here we go. Drum roll. Cozy videos. All right. So cozy videos, let me go to YouTube and see if I can find you over there, which I'm sure that I can. So I'm not going to ask anymore for people to say something. Oops. Click on that one and do cozy videos. Hopefully I'll be able to find you quickly. Let me sort by channel. And I think that's you. I hope that's you. No, hold on. No, I think this one's you. Yeah, so there's so really quick, just as a heads up. So when it comes to the name of your YouTube channel, and this is important for everybody, just something I want to mention really quick. So when it comes to the name of your YouTube channel, one thing that is really important is trying to come up with something that's unique. And the reason for that, here, I'll just show you real quick. The reason for that is first, let's say that I told a friend of mine and I'm like, hey, you should go check out cozy videos. And then they go to YouTube search and they type in cozy videos. First off, what you're competing with makes that just not the best choice in the world for a channel name. But when I go to filters and then I go to channel, then the next thing is I was looking for this fire, but this is another one that's actually outranking you right now. And then as we go down, here's another one that looks kind of similar, but we have all of these channels named cozy videos. So there's not really a way for you to stand out. Right. So I know that your name, you have cozy videos 4K, but I would definitely make sure that you are, just considering that with what it is that you are doing, especially since you're just getting started. You can update all that if you wanted to. Yeah, I'm the same way, Christina, same exact way. So, okay, so let me pull this up here so we can see what it is that we are looking at. If you're just joining us, what we're doing is we are looking at channels and we're brainstorming on different ways that they can monetize outside of YouTube AdSense. Because we all know on YouTube, you can make money through ads, you can make money through channel memberships, super chats, super thanks, all that stuff. But what we're looking at now is how you can monetize in other ways around the type of content that you are, around the type of content that you're making. So for cozy videos, it looks like you're just doing hour long, stuff like this. So in your case, I'm going to be honest with you, this is going to be a little bit challenging for me. So back in the day, a little quick side fun thing here, back in the day, a friend of mine, before the internet really hit and became a part of everybody's lives, a friend of mine and we actually, as part of hey, what kind of business, do you want to experiment with and see if we can get off the ground? We ended up, defaulting on a commercial cleaning service, which glad we did because it ended up working out well. But one of the options was to do what you're doing, but put them on DVDs because, old school, right? So we're like, hey, we should make these DVDs of these cozy things that people can play on their TVs so that they can just have them on in their living rooms and stuff like that because those things used to be available. But anyway, so when it comes to your content, first I'm going to look and see what it is that you are already doing. One of the defaults, of course, would be, making sure that you do have this stuff. If you have any type of music playing, making sure that if it is original, 100% original music, that you, put this stuff on Spotify, Apple Music, things like that, so people can find it and listen to it there. Definitely something to consider in that particular case. But currently, with what it is that you're linking to in your description, I would definitely make sure that you are linking to other, similar things. So for example, if they came here and they're watching, Crackly Fires, then I would, maybe link to some other Crackly Fire videos, or maybe hey, here's our whole playlist of, chill stuff. Here's our stuff of outdoors, those types of things, so that you can make sure that you are just spreading awareness about the additional content as well. And one thing I want to tell the other channel that I was looking at before, so you see here how they have hashtags. Hashtags in your description are fine up to 60. Only the first 3 are going to show up here, but you can put hashtags in your description up to 60. But the tags, basically words separated by comma or phrase separated by comma, that's the thing that you can get in trouble for. But couple things. So here, when you have your camera gear listed, so right now, just a heads up, this isn't even really You don't even need that. But if you are going to put this, you might as well put some affiliate links behind it. So I would definitely have like iPhone Pro Max. Here it is on Amazon. This is the gimbal that I use. This is on Amazon. Since you use DaVinci for your editing, since it's free, I mean, they have the paid one, but I'm not sure if DaVinci actually has an affiliate program or not. But I would definitely consider that in terms of putting affiliate stuff on here. I'm looking around the channel as well, just so I can see if there's anything else that I can really think of outside of just putting some affiliate links in there. So one thing, since you are going after this relaxing vibe, so one thing that you could do, and this is going to sound kind of ridiculous, but just kind of hear me out here. So when people are watching cozy videos and relaxing videos, like they're wanting to chill out, maybe they're relaxing, maybe since this is a 7-hour long thing, maybe people are doing in your case, what it was that I was talking about doing with my friend, where people are just kind of putting this up on their TV to create some type of vibe in the room while they're doing other things, stuff like that. So one thing that you might want to just consider is when you are putting together your gear list and you have the affiliate stuff set up for that, you might also, and again, this is going to sound ridiculous, but it's something that I would try. So if people are consuming your content because they want to relax, I would actually promote things as an affiliate in your description, like warm blankets, cozy blankets, like cozy everything, since that's kind of the vibe that you're going with, and that's the name of the channel. So it'd be like, this, we recommend this cozy blanket on Amazon. We recommend, these cozy slippers, these cozy things. So then that way, these cozy flannel pajamas or silk pajamas or whatever. And by doing that, you're going to be linking to things that are more important to the people that are watching your content, instead of, linking to like an iPhone, right? Or linking to like your gimbal. Because yes, sure, there's probably going to be people interacting with your content that need or use those things, but really at scale, the people that are going to be interacting with your channel are people that are wanting to like chill out, relax, they're wanting to be cozy, all of that. So because of that, I would be linking to those types of things as an affiliate. And again, when it comes to Amazon, the whole idea with those links is, yes, you want to sell those specific products, but you also want to just have people clicking on those links, because if they buy anything within 24 hours on Amazon, then you make a percentage of that purchase. It's small, but it's a way to, create additional income from what it is that you're doing. So I would definitely do that. Other things like, digital products and downloads, that kind of stuff. In your case, with the type of content that you are currently doing, all of that is going to be, quite challenging. On the merch side, that's something you could make available, but honestly, I don't think that you would actually, hey, Vigard, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing awesome. On the merch side, I don't think that's anything that, if people really got into what it is that you're doing, then you would end up kind of doing like a rebrand and kind of building things around, the way people are responding. But you could make merch available in your description, but I personally don't think that you would have, a really great conversion on that. It would just be one of those things. But one thing that you could do is crowdfunding though. So basically like, hey, if this helped you chill out a little, at all, here's my buy me a coffee. And, I'm going to guess that also wouldn't have, a huge potential, but if you start getting crushed with views through the numbers themselves, you will start, converting through some of those things that I mentioned. So I would definitely consider all of that. And I wish I had more for you, but, since we are, brainstorming here and, we're kind of doing these on the fly, that's what I got at this moment in time. So we're going to pull up another one. So the next one that we are going to do here, and just a heads up, in 17 minutes, we're going to be doing another live stream looking at channels specifically, just channels and going through like best practices and stuff like that. I've got a link to that stream at the top of the screen. Hey, Nigel, what's up, man? I got a link at the top of the screen where you can join in on that stream as well when we go live over there. It's going to be the same exact thing, except we're just looking at channels instead of it being monetization related. So the next hashtag that we're going to put in, and if you're just joining us, how we do this, this is all made possible for free by Uscreen. So basically the whole idea here is with them, we were like, hey, let's do this so we can make it accessible for everybody, because the whole thing is like making money, right? So, some people, they are just wanting to make more money. Other people are like, hey, I'm trying to figure out a way to just make money, from what it is that I'm doing so I can create a better life for myself. So, Uscreen supported that message and they're like, hey, we got you. So, they sponsored the streams so that people don't have to super chat or anything like that. And people can get their channels pulled up for free. So let's see here. Next, oops, you know what? I think I might have actually, I put in the wrong one here. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Okay, the next hashtag is you. Oh, I actually did it wrong. So let's see here. Let me do this one again. Sorry. So don't put that one. Don't put that one. So we're going to do Uscreen 22. There we go. So put in Uscreen 22 because I spelled it wrong. I left out an E. Trying to type fast. So Uscreen 22 is the thing now. So and keep in mind with this hashtag, you just got to put it in once, and then it'll log you there. If you put it in multiple times, it doesn't help. It doesn't help at all. So you just want to put it in one time. And again, if you're just joining us, we're pulling up channels randomly based on what this selects, and when we pull these up. We're just going in and brainstorming on additional ways that they can make money from their content outside of the default things that we all know about on YouTube in terms of, the on-platform monetization. Okay, so that was a quick 100 this time. Okay, so we're clicking on this one. We're going to see what comes up. And we've got, drum roll, brrr, Simon Jarvis. All right, Simon, here we go, man. I'm going to pull up your channel over here, and let's see what you got. Now, I wonder if Simon's like, sweet, or if Simon's like, oh no. I hope you're like, sweet, Jarvis. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, so that is your profile picture. So I need to go into filtering by channel, see if I can find you this way. Okay, Simon, man, you might have to actually say something in the chat for me to find you because there's a lot. Oh, no, I found you. I got you. Okay, let's pull up Simon. Okay, so let's see what we got. So your Railways and King, Freightliners. Okay, so it looks like you are highlighting trains. Oh, okay, so you're just on YouTube Shorts. Okay. Yeah, in your case, because you are just focused on shorts, I mean, technically, yes, you can, you can monetize shorts. But with this, if you're just watching trains go by, and that's the, like what the content is itself, off the top of my head, I'm not really sure what you could do here, because essentially, you have the phone up and then you're sitting there, you're watching the trains go by. So in terms of the people that would watch that, like anybody could technically, watch that for a minute. But in terms of the people being like enthusiastic about it, hitting your description, looking for more, like that type of stuff where you'd be able to really capitalize on some of the things that we're talking about today. This is definitely a challenge. So because of that, I think in your case, you're going to need to lean on probably crowdfunding would be, that's kind of a default. Anybody can use crowdfunding. That's basically where you sign up with like Buy Me a Coffee or something like that. And with Buy Me a Coffee, that would, make it, it's kind of like a tip jar, essentially. You can also do that through a PayPal Me link as well. And with those would be, additional ways that you could monetize in the meantime. But right now, content licensing might be a thing, but since you are doing trains, and I know there's like logos on trains, and in order to record them, you might need to be on private property and things like that. I'm not 100% sure on the licensing of that, on if you would be able to, fully license some of that stuff. But, that's something to consider, is looking into content licensing, see what's required and seeing if you meet those requirements. That's definitely something to consider. Technically, you could do merch as well, but you would need to think of Vigard. Yeah. So Vigard says you could sell stock footage. So that's one thing that you could do. But again, make sure that the specific trains you're showing, things like that, that first needs to be high quality. Doesn't need to be the best camera in the world. It just needs to be high quality, to where everything like looks good, nice and crisp. And then you would basically sell each clip as a stock video, so that if somebody else has a video they're putting together and they're talking about trains, they would go and they would pay for, your individual clip. But as a part of that, that kind of falls under content licensing as well, because you can also have like media companies and places like that would do that as well, because we know we've been talking about trains a lot lately in the news, at least if you live in the US. So, all of those places, in addition to like the on-scene footage they have, some of those will, through the conversation, they'll also use just random clips of trains. Some of those are things that they have, but other times they will go and they will, actually sign up for these. And Vigard right here, he said he's actually sold stock footage from a Tokyo train station. So stock footage, there we go. Vigard to the rescue. I'm looking at this like, yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, Vigard to the rescue. So yeah, like doing the stock footage is definitely something to consider. So Square Table Degenerate says, isn't stock footage free? No, it is definitely not free. So yeah, you can hold your camera up anywhere and get stock footage without question. Like, people do that. There's actually even websites where people sell footage directly from cell phones, and the whole thing is dedicated to people selling footage from their cell phones. So like, without question, that is a way that you can make money. In terms of making tons of money at scale, don't know. But in terms of making some, extra money, definitely something to consider. So I'm going to pull up another one here. And I wish I had more for you in that particular case, Simon. But just because of the nature of the content, sometimes we run into that. So let's see here. So next up on the list, let me get our little spinner in here. If you're just joining us, what we're doing is we are pulling up YouTube channels and we're brainstorming on different ways that they can monetize what it is that they're doing. As you can tell, if you've been hanging out in here, for this stream and the last few that we've done, some channels, super easy. We can give tons of different things that they can do to monetize. Other channels, not so much. Which is why it's important, if you are someone that is starting YouTube for the purpose of adding to your bottom line and adding to your income, it's important to consider the type of content that you have and how to monetize it. And I have a video on my YouTube channel. If you search for how to start a YouTube channel to make money, Nick Nimmin, then what's going to happen is there's going to be a video that pops up that's going to show you how to research other YouTube channels and figure out how they're making money and all that, so you can figure out the best approach to take when it comes to earning an income from what it is that you're doing. So this next one is Uscreen 11. So all you have to do to get your channel pulled up is you put in the hashtag Uscreen 11, and you just have to do it once. And when you put that in there, then this is going to start counting them. And then I hit draw, and it's going to randomly select somebody that put in that hashtag, and we're going to pull up the channel. So that's how this goes down. And the reason that we're using Uscreen as the hashtags is because Uscreen is the sponsor of the stream today. With Uscreen, they are a video on demand service where you can essentially create your own Netflix for your content. So depending on the types of content that you make, you can offer premium content to your viewers for a fee. So you can do that in like a course format, or if you make like really highly engaging content, you have a great fan base that's like really into what it is that you're doing, then you can upload like entertainment content, kids content. It doesn't just have to be teaching people stuff. You can upload all kinds of different content. So make sure that you do check uscreen.tv, or of course, click on the link down in the description so you can see more about that as well. Okay, so now we're going to draw this. And here we go. Drum roll, drum roll. That's more of like a tongue roll, not really a drum roll. Okay, my sweet DIY. So you're doing DIYs, so right out of the gate, you have an advantage here. So this is good. Okay, so let's go to my sweet DIY 1. Okay, just as a heads up, on your channel, your channel name also, it's a little bit complicated. Like if I was going to recommend your channel to somebody, the process that you have to go through to find your channel in terms of all the periods and stuff and adding the number to it, it does make that a little bit challenging. So just keep that in mind with the channel name itself. There we go. Okay, so when it comes to this one, let's see here. So you're doing like crochet stuff. So right out of the gate, you can sell the stuff that you have available here. So if you're not doing this already, then you can make all of this available on Etsy, which I'm going to assume you're already doing. What does this go to? Hold on, I'm going to see what it is that you have going on here real quick. So you have your own website, you have a shop coming soon. Okay, cool. So you're in progress there. So yeah, I would definitely get that shop together. So that you can, have that. Another thing is, since you are making all these cool crochet things, That's really, these are really cool, by the way. Since you are making these crochet things, selling patterns is definitely something that you can do. So, you know, when you open up your shop, this is probably some of the stuff that you already have in mind, but making the patterns available for all the different things that you are making is definitely something to consider. Signing up as an affiliate for all of the needles that you use, all of the yarns that you use, yarn or thread, I think that's yarn. All of the yarn that you use, all the thread that you use, anything that you use to actually make it. I'm actually going to look right here. You might already be doing this as well. I'm going to check. Just as a heads up too, if you're putting out longer form content, oh, never mind, you do have it that way. So just as a heads up, when I first came into this, you see how I thought it was a vertical piece of content, which is why I started to talk about something else for a second. If you're going to do this, just as a quick heads up, keep in mind that YouTube does show, like when you are hovering over a video on like the mobile feed, then what happens is YouTube starts to play that video. So instead of having a vertical video standalone like this, I would actually make that a layer on top, and then I would stretch out another version of that same video on a bottom layer in your video editing software, and then just blur that one out. And then what's going to happen is it'll make it look like a more full video, and it still focuses you on what's happening in the center because the other stuff is blurred out, but it makes it fills the screen, right? It makes it more of a full video. So I would consider that as well, especially if you see massive drops in your audience retention reports when your videos first start. But let's see here. Okay, you're already promoting stuff as an affiliate. Yeah, you're like in motion. You're doing the thing. So one thing, just to let you know. Oh, nice. So one thing just to let you know, since you are promoting things as an Amazon associate already, make sure, oh, never mind, you got it. You got it. You're good there too. Oh, knocking them out of the park. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And you've already got your needles. You got the scissors you use. Yeah, this is great. Okay. So you're already in motion here. So you got your store that's on the way. You're already promoting stuff as an affiliate. If you're not doing courses yet, definitely consider doing courses, because you have your YouTube content where you're teaching people stuff, but then also have some stuff, maybe like way advanced, patterns that people put together or something like that. Put that stuff behind a paywall, or step by step, like, hey, if you're just getting started with crochet, I put together like a 5-video course that costs, $50. And with that 5-video course, it takes you through, just getting everything taken care of. And I go through a really slow pace and, and all of that so that you can, have that available for sale as well. I would definitely do that. So your digital products would fall under that. You're already doing the thing. Oh no, I don't see the patterns. But if you are going to do patterns, then that would be your digital product. Selling your physical product. So I would sell everything that you make. As your channel gets bigger, you're going to be able to sell those things for more and like higher and higher prices. Technically, you might even be able to do, like, as your channel starts getting bigger, once you start getting like a lot of engaged viewers, then in that particular case, you might even be able to have people bid on stuff. So you could say like, hey, here's, the bottom of what this is selling for. You guys go bid on it. And, I'm selling it to, the person that has the highest, bid. And then by doing that, that allows you to set your base price, and then, your viewers would be able to bid on it. So I would definitely consider that. Providing services. Technically, you could do that to where, technically you could make this part of your course that you did too, to where you had like live hangouts that wouldn't necessarily be providing services to where people be hopping on calls with you, but it could be live hangouts to where you could be like, crocheting together or something like that. Like, hey, this week we're going to hop on a call, to be a part of my, inner circle group or my course group or whatever. You go to either directly to your website or, anywhere else you set it up, maybe Uscreen, and you're like, hey, we have, this live stream taking place, and you can come into our workshop. And as that workshop, we're going to put together this, and we're all going to do it together. And the whole way that you sell that is that since YouTube, you have to make things in the way that, keeps people watching, keeps people engaged and all that. So because of that, you have to make sure that you are, thinking about retention. You're editing certain things out. But if you make those hangout streams, then you start creating more of a service where not only are people learning from you, but they also have other people that they can crochet with if they want. Because you'll have people in the chat, you'll have people, that are actually, watching you, people that you can talk to there. And then as people are following along, they'll be able to ask you questions and, those sorts of things as well. So I would definitely consider that. Let's see here. So we've got that. We've got digital products, merch. So with your merch, I believe that your merch should just be the stuff that you make. So like when it comes to merch, yeah, you could, you know, send people to Spreadshop or something, but in your case specifically, I would just make the stuff. Or at some point in your, you know, career as a content creator, you know, maybe, you know, making something and then having it manufactured so that people could buy the things. Like if you're like, hey, when I make this, people like just went crazy about this design, and then sell a few that you make yourself or that you have like you and, you know, maybe a helper make. And then from there, if you're like, man, we're selling out of these, then maybe, you know, getting some help in, you know, kind of mass producing those a little bit is definitely something I would consider for like the long game side of things. Crowdfunding, you could definitely put that together here. Sponsorships, once you get the ball rolling here as well. I mean, you're already rolling. You're at 617 subscribers already. But once you get your average view counts a little bit higher, one of the other things that that you could consider would be reaching out to the people that make all of this stuff for sponsorships. So, you know, once you have like authority in the space, then reaching out to the people that make those needles, the people that, you know, sell the yarn, and trying to work out an agreement with them to where you exclusively use their yarn in all the different things that you make, or you exclusively use their tools and all the stuff you make, that type of stuff. And then of course, sponsorships. Yeah. So like you're doing the thing already. So I would definitely, you know, keep doing that thing. But one thing that I do want to bring to your attention is right now, I would move these. This is just a quick sidebar I want to tell you. I would move these things to the bottom, and I would actually optimize your channel page specifically around the regular long form content. And the reason for that is because if somebody comes to your channel through a short, then YouTube is automatically taking them to your shorts area where they're going to see all your shorts. So this way you're able to focus people that are looking for more content, like the stuff that they just watched, for regular content. You're making it easier for them to find that content. So I would definitely do that. And technically, if you look at my channel page as an example, you'll see I have, you know, things broken down into playlists and added to sections on my channel page based on things people come to my channel for. Do something similar, and that makes it easier for people to find more content in your channel. So we are, again, this stream is brought to you or made possible by Uscreen. Uscreen is like a VOD, an online or a video on demand platform where you can basically make your own Netflix for your content. It's great for people that make educational content, people that make fitness content. Technically, you know, in her case, she would be able to use it for, you know, what she does as well. But when it comes to Uscreen, it's trusted by over 25,000 content creators, Mr. Beast being one, a lot of other, you know, successful YouTubers being others. But with Uscreen, you can do all kinds of really cool stuff in terms of like live streaming with your audience. They have apps where you can take it on the go with you and stuff like that. Really cool service. I'm actually working on some stuff for you guys there as well. So make sure you check out Uscreen. I got a link to them down in the description. And right now, we're actually getting ready to go over to, let me share this window here for you really quick. We're actually getting ready to go over to another stream. And this other stream, we're going to be looking at YouTube channels specifically. So it's not going to be about monetization. It's going to be about best practices when it comes to your YouTube channel. So as soon as I hit the end button here, it's going to default everybody over to that. So, so I will see you over in that next one. And make sure if you haven't yet and you enjoyed this content, make sure you subscribe if this is your first time seeing this, because I do these streams every week or almost every week on the channel, but my entire channel helps content creators. That's all I focus on. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure you do so. And I will see you over in the next stream.